Good afternoon, WhaleCoinTalk community. Tonight we have a great AMA with YOUWHO. We have Ted and Brian here from the team to tell us all about the great platform that they're building. So guys, thank you for coming. Before we get started, can you give us a brief background of who you are and what sort of experience you have in crypto?
Yeah, well, my name's Ted. Basically, background of my education is basically did a master's, well, bachelor's and master's at the Auckland University in engineering, and then after graduation worked in the engineering field for about 5 years, and then I moved back to Thailand. About the same time I got into crypto, so that was about 2016. Did a bit of trading, and then actually really started studying, how to write smart contracts, programming, things like that. And then, yeah, basically just been writing contracts here and there for, yeah, since then. So obviously, I'm a long-term holder as well. I don't really do much trading anymore. I buy and I hold, and I really hold just for the long term. All the projects I hold are long-term holds. Brian?
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Brian. So basically, I've been involved with general management for, I'd say a good 15 years now. So I partnered with Ted to basically handle the operational and the management side of the project. It's not too involved now, but moving forward, once the platform is completed, yeah, there's going to be a lot to do. So yeah, that's my brief introduction.
Yeah, sounds great, guys. I see you've already shared your screen here, and you're building a super cool platform for on-demand services, a full ecosystem from what I've been reading. So yeah, let's dive in. You can start off by giving us a high-level overview, and then we can go into it, or we can walk us through it, however you choose.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll just start off basically to give the easiest way I can explain what we're trying to do is basically imagine like an Uber or an Airbnb, but simply for every single service imaginable. So we're trying to give everyone in the world the opportunity to list whatever service they can provide. Some people are good at cooking, some people are surgeons, some people are astrophysicists, some people are artists. So they all, or some people are dog walkers, so they all can basically list their service on our platform. And then on the other side, anyone in the world can also come along and book and use those services, right? So we're not just talking about digital services like that are available, say, on other sites like Fiverr or Upwork. We're talking about everything. Okay, so at the moment there are concentrated communities like walkers have their platform, or babysitters have their platform, but we want to aggregate and give the opportunity for everyone to offer their service to everyone else in the world. So say a use case might be I go to see a doctor in Thailand. I don't like his diagnosis. I look on YOUWHO and I see, hey, there's someone listing doctor consultancy services, and they're in the States. So I try to get a second opinion from that person. That's just one use case. Or say someone's building a house in China. They actually want to get an interior designer from Italy. They go onto YOUWHO. Hey, there's a interior and an Italian interior designer. So they basically book, and then yeah, the service is rendered. So, or even things like tutoring services. In Thailand, it's very popular to learn the English language. So someone here might want their children to learn English from someone that actually is a native English speaker, or say even someone living in England. So go onto YOUWHO, check if anyone's giving the service, and then book it. And then basically once the service is provided, um, payments can then be made in cryptocurrencies, basically. So
Yeah, it
that's
sounds.
in a nutshell. That's the project.
Yeah, it sounds super cool, and it sounds like there's a lot that you guys are trying to achieve. So first off, let's take it one step at a time, right? How will your token integrate with the ecosystem. And maybe then we can go into sort of the rollout of each service that you'll be providing, what's coming first, what's coming into the future, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, the token is quite integral. It's not just part of it is governance, but it's not just that, right? So what we want, basically, the token will also incentivize people to use the platform. So I just basically all of this information is available on our website, youwho.io. So everything I'm going through here, if you miss it in the AMA, viewers can go to our website and have a look. It's all in our white paper as well, and everything to do with the token. But basically, say for actual users that will be using the platform, the way it would work is basically, like I've explained just now, someone needs a service, they go onto YOUWHO, they look for a service provider, they book the service, right? Then the service provider comes and gives the service, everyone's happy. Payment is then facilitated through the YOUWHO platform. Basically, payments at the beginning, we're probably going to be using stable coins just because, we're not targeting actual crypto savvy people. We're targeting everyone in the world, and most people are familiar with the US dollar. So payments will be made with stable coins at the beginning, and then later on we'll add more coins. And then after the payment is made, both sides are actually rewarded with U tokens. Okay, so they both then become U token holders. So they're and also both sides will be able to review each other. So for people that are wanting to build a viable business on the YOUWHO platform, they will want to build up their ratings and their rankings, because that's very important in terms of trustworthiness. Okay, so that's from the customer side. We are going to also have some sort of proof of participation mechanism, which I wouldn't want to go over yet because that's a bit later on in the project. But the point of that is we want the project to be governed by the actual users of the project, not by whales that just accumulate large amounts of U tokens. So we want the actual users to steer where they want the actual platform to go. Obviously, investors will have a say, but the users will have a big say as well. So that's for the users, right? But for people listening, they're probably interested in what they get for holding the U token. So at the beginning, it'll be just like other projects. You'll get staking rewards, which we actually have live right now. Once you buy the staking rewards on PancakeSwap, you can, once you buy the U tokens on PancakeSwap, you can head to stake.youwho.io. All the links will be, I guess, sent out by the admins, and you can stake your U tokens there, or you can provide liquidity into the liquidity pool, and you can also stake your liquidity pool tokens there. Current APY is 255%. So that's the staking. The second part, which is actually what we would call the end game of our platform, and this is where we differ a lot from other projects, is basically when the customer pays the service provider for the services, at the moment we're targeting about a 3% fee is removed from the amount that's paid. So say if the amount to be paid is $100, so $3 is removed and put into a central fee pool. Okay, so the amount that's deducted goes into a central fee pool. Now the founders of the project don't have access to the fee pool. The fee pool is actually, so if you stake the U tokens, you will be able to claim a portion of the fee pool. So on a pro rata basis, right? So whatever portion of U tokens you're staking, you'll be able to get that portion, pull that portion out of the fee pool. And that, because the U tokens have a fixed supply, we're going to be capping at 51 billion tokens. After that, the majority of the income, or all of the income, will come from claiming these fee pool, these fees that will be in the fee pool. So you can imagine, when the project gains a lot of traction, we're processing, like tens of millions of dollars, hopefully, daily. That's going to amount to a lot of fees that people will be able to claim on a weekly basis. So from an investor's point of view, the earlier you get in, the more U tokens you hold, the more you will eventually be able to claim out of this fee pool in the future, when we've onboarded a lot of users. Other things that you can get involved in as a U token holder is arbitration. So, when you're dealing with people, there's definitely going to be conflict. Say, someone doesn't pay the other person, so you'll be able to take part in arbitration, and basically you'll be, for your services, you'll be rewarded with U tokens for successfully resolving conflicts. And then the last one, which I spoke about briefly, is there'll be governance, basically, just like any other DeFi ecosystem, except U token. There will be a part to it where it's not just whales that hold U token that will be able to steer where the project goes, but basically we want the users to have a big say as well. So that's why I said the token's quite integral to the project. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it's really well it's really well thought out, and I was curious, how many tokens do participants actually get? So say I'm a seller, I'm selling a service, and then I'm getting somebody booked my services, I've completed the service, and then we're going to get some EU tokens. Is that going to be a percentage out of the fee that's been paid? Is it going to be like a fixed limit? How will that work?
Yes, it'll be a percentage of the fee. At the moment, we haven't finalized what the percentage is, but yes, correct. It'll be a percentage of the fee, but paid out in U token. So, like just now, let's just say it's a 5% payout. So basically, $100 is paid, and basically each side will receive. Well, the customer will actually. We're planning for the customer to receive more than the service provider. So say the customer would receive $5 worth of U tokens back. The service provider might only receive like $1 or $2 worth of U tokens back for that transaction, simply because their service provider has more. They're going to be providing services to everyone, so they have more opportunity to get these these U token rewards per transaction.
Yeah, that sounds like a very fair way of going about it. Like, and then I assume there's going to be some sort of escrow service that's going to tie in with the arbitration as well. So, I mean, if you accepted the job, you completed the job, then both parties have to agree that the job has been completed successfully. And if not, then it goes into the arbitration, where again, users will have a chance to win tokens by judging whether it was right or wrong. Did I get that right? Or
Yeah, that's correct. So basically, obviously, if everything's all good, the payment just goes through. But if there's a conflict, the payment isn't rendered, but the customer, basically the service provider says, "Hey, I've completed this service as per what the customer said," but the customer's saying, "No, this is not good." Then immediately those funds will be held in escrow, and the arbitrator will have to come along and arbitrate the situation, and then to unlock those funds, and then the arbitrator will get a portion of that of the amount that's to be paid. Yep.
and is there
And the
like a system?
percentage of
Okay.
that. Sorry.
No, I was wondering if there's a system that kind of incentivizes the arbitrators to remain fair, as in like I don't know how to put it. Like if there's going to be say 1,000 users, and some of them tend to give I don't know to give more leeway to sellers or anything like that. Will there be some sort of governing body over the arbitrators as well?
Yeah. The governing body will be everyone, right?
Hmm.
So we want it to be a community. We want everything to be as community driven as possible. Okay. So bad actors, and this goes for even, customers or service providers and or arbitrators. So they will all have reviews and ratings. Okay. So if there's a dodgy arbitrator, that arbitrator will then be reviewed negatively, and over time they will be the chances of them winning uh, a chance to arbitrate a job will basically reduce. So there'll
I
be an
see.
algorithm to choose arbitrators randomly, but also based on their previous performance. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds pretty fair. I think it can be a little bit hard to judge some of these services. I was going through the demo and everything. I can see how, yeah, if you ordered a design for something, right, and then you can prove very easily that you've done the design according to specifications, right? But then, the first job listing that I noticed, I know it's a placeholder, but I'm guessing this is a goal. Like there was someone saying, yeah, I'm a heart surgeon and I can provide some, I don't know, consultations or anything like that. So I'm thinking those kind of services are a little harder to arbitrate or to judge if they've been fair or not. So how are you gonna balance that?
Yeah. Well, at the moment, I said it. Like I said, it's basically because it's a community-driven thing. It'll what will most likely have to have happen is people that have when they sign up to the service, they might be able to provide the previous background. So maybe some users, if they want to take part, because it's not everyone that takes part in arbitration, right? Um, you have to pay basically to be an arbitrator. We have to provide your ID at the very least because there needs to be some trustworthy there. So it's not just everyone is that signs up will be an arbitrator. No, there will be like some sort of voting system to get to become an
Hmm.
arbitrator, right? So as
Hmm.
part of that, you'll have to provide your background as well. So, say if it's like you said, you're arbitrating something to do with the medical field, well, then it'll most likely be people that have medical backgrounds. Arbitrators that have medical backgrounds will rank higher when the algorithm picks the arbitrators.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Well, I'm only yeah nagging you about this portion because I feel like if you can get a system that's self-governed and then that has experts
Mm.
from different fields that are sort of looking over everybody else and making sure everything works fine, then it really doesn't matter what kind of service they're selling or which kind of service you're putting forward, whether it's a food ordering service, whether it's hotels, Airbnbs, courier services, and stores
Yeah,
for foods, anything like that. So as long as this system is in place and it's working fine, then
yeah,
everything else should fall into place. That was my
yeah,
thinking about it. So
yeah.
maybe you can go into what sort of the timeline for the rollouts. I think I've read on the website that you're looking first to start with the Airbnb platform and
Uh,
yeah,
oh,
what
sorry.
sort of the
I'll
plan?
just quickly, I'll actually run through the different platforms because the first
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
we're going to roll out is what we call the Serve platform, which is the services, right? So it's basically, all the services
Mm,
under the sun, whatever you can think of. You're a chef, you're an electrician, whatever. You're an admin. You put admin data into the computer, whatever it is. So that's the first one, okay? And we want to start by building a community around these service providers and these customers, okay? Because that is like the building block to the next lot of platforms, because you've got your food ordering platforms like Uber Eats that you might have in your country, or here in Thailand we have Grab Food. Which can I just add that these guys here, the margins that they take, the fee that they take is anywhere between 20 to 35%, depending on the platform you go with. That's a ridiculous amount of money that the customer has to fork out to use these services. Whereas, we're coming in at a much lower percentage at about 3%. So that there's more value. There's a win-win for everyone, basically. Okay. Um, so why I say like we start with servers because we want to build up a community because we want everything to be as decentralized as possible. So even the people sending the food, well, not eventually, we basically want them to be anyone again. So anyone that has a car or a bicycle or a motorcycle can offer their service to send food. Okay. So that's why we need to build up the first platform first, because there's your food platform, and then tying into that you've got your lifts, which is basically like your Uber or your Grab taxi. You've got your stays, which is like your Airbnbs or your uh, Agoda. We have Agoda here, and then you've got Race, which is a courier service. So all of these will come from the community that we build up in the Serve platform, right? So these delivery people, whether it's you've got a truck, you've got a car, you've got a motorcycle, you've got a bicycle, you'll be able to offer some sort of logistics services in your country. Okay, who knows? Maybe even in the future there'll be people that put their servers, they have like ships or you know, or planes that they can, because that's where at the end of the day, right, the final platform that we want to put out is our store platform, which is selling physical goods, well, physical and digital. But the hardest thing about this is, how do you send physical goods in a decentralized way, right? Without having to use like DHL or FedEx or, you know, UPS, whatever it is. Okay, it's pretty difficult, unless you can build up a very big community. But having said that, you know, as you can see, there's a lot of headroom for this project to grow, right? We're starting off with services, but we're not just stopping there, right? We want, after the rollout of the successful rollout of the Serve platform, we've got huge headroom to grow. And, you know, the U token, just, there's a very high ceiling. You know, there's basically no ceiling for this token, how big it can go if it takes off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And I believe you've mentioned the payment will be able, people will be able to pay with stable coins, but as you move forward, I'm thinking you'll actually allow people to use your native token as well, right, for payments, and maybe they'll get some incentives. I don't know if they actually use the native token.
Yeah, correct. So there'll definitely be incentives, but like I said, because when we roll out the platform, we really want to focus on like non-crypto people. So at the beginning, what we'll also do is basically, for a small amount of time, is allow people to use the platform but don't have to pay with crypto. Okay, they can pay with whatever service. Say if they're using a banking app, but then they can upload their payment slip in. But then also what we plan to do is, you can still review each other, right? So say I've paid outside the system, I can still review the customer can still review me, but those reviews will be hidden. Okay, and the only way to unlock those reviews is for the service provider to eventually pay the fee that would have been paid otherwise. Otherwise, those reviews will stay hidden, basically. So we're incentivizing people to pay through the
Hmm.
pay through the ecosystem with crypto, so that we can claim those fees, which can then be given back to U token holders, you know, the investors.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty smart way of going about it, to be honest, and fair, because at the end of the day, you want people to onboard into crypto, right? Sure, you want them to use your platform, and I mean, I can play devil's advocate here and say you
Mhm.
have something tremendous, you know, you're building something super cool. Why is there a need for a token, right? But you are in the crypto space, you are in the DeFi space, so that kind of question kind of answers itself, right? It makes sense to have a token attached to everything and build it into the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I mean, we also want to focus solely on the U token. It's not like going to be like some, say, other projects where, you know, they come out with one token and then they make another token and then another token and then another token. We're basically going to focus everything onto the U token. So we won't be creating like, you know, just like 20 different tokens. That's not what we want. We want to build up the U token. That's the native token for our ecosystem.
Yeah, I feel that's good, you know, focusing on one thing. And you've mentioned
Yeah.
people will be able to initially pay with their credit cards and all that. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
later down the line, you can actually, yeah, create a partnership where people will be able to use their credit cards to just buy the token or anything like that. I know there's a lot of service providers that offer this, like Flus or
Yeah.
anything. So that's super beneficial. I see we got some hands up here coming up, but before I open it to community questions, just two more questions from me. First off, you've launched on the Binance Smart Chain, and I've read
Yeah.
that you're looking to bridge over to Avalanche and Polygon. So, what was the reason with starting with Binance and then bridging out? Is it the convenience? Was it something along the tech side? Why did you choose to do it this
Honestly,
way?
it's just fees. There's just the fees are much more competitive on Binance, to be honest. Yeah. But eventually, once we get more liquidity, yeah, we'll be bridging over to Avalanche, to Ethereum, and also to Polygon. So basically, any EVM compatible blockchain we'll be able to bridge over to.
Yeah, it sounds fair. And well, I know you probably get this a lot, but I have to ask it so nobody in the community jumps in and goes when marketing, right? So, what are some of the more lucrative marketing strategies that you guys are using at the moment and going into the next coming months to put your name out there and show people what's coming and how they can get involved?
Just let
Yeah,
me
so
jump in here,
basically,
yeah?
yeah,
Yeah, let me jump in here. So basically for the marketing, right now we're using obviously the main digital marketing medias, right? So Twitter is a big one for us. What we found with Facebook and Google ads and that was that there's regulations against advertising for crypto. But the thing is, once our platform is done, we will actually be able to go back to those sort of like advertising platforms to get the platform out there. So basically, right now we're doing AMAs. We're doing we're getting the name out through Twitter, and eventually, once the platform is done, actually we're going to be reaching out to trade associations of all the different trades that could possibly be on the platform, right? Like the mechanics, I'm sure they have one. Engineers, I'm sure they have one. Technicians, I'm sure they have one. And the list goes on and on. So basically, to onboard the users, that's how we're going to be tackling the problem. Is basically reaching out to these associations and doing town halls with them, and getting them to help promote. Because at the end of the day, it's only going to be beneficial to their members having another platform to be able to provide and make money off of their services. So that's basically going to be the main ones once the platform is completed.
yeah. We'll
Yeah,
also be doing a lot of, sorry, just jump in again. We'll also be doing a lot of marketing on platforms such as Reddit. There are a lot of, we're basically doing ads on there because there are a lot of subreddits. One of them that comes to mind that we can easily jump into is our anti-work. Now it sounds weird, right? Why would we go there? But if you actually look at what our anti-work is about, they are about fair pay. Okay, so through this app, through this platform, they will be able to list their services, when they want to work, how much they want to get paid, right? And then the market will tell them, hey, your service is too expensive or whatever. So places like this will also be able to really get into.
yeah, it sounds super good, and I know you guys are bringing up the tokenomics here on screen, and we probably brushed off like a lot of stuff that we would have like normally gone through. But if people are curious about seeing the white paper, the pitch deck, and all the information, you can go to the official website. It's youwho.io, and there's a lot there to unpack, and you'll find the links to the socials and everything you need. So let's take some community questions. First off, Aisha. Aisha, you have a question? Go for it.
Yeah, thanks, actually. Okay, YOUWHO ecosystem will initially be comprised of 6 primary platforms: serve, store, eats, stays, race, and lifts. Sounds really amazing. I want to know that how are you guys planning on educating people about crypto payments, and blockchain technology so that clients and service providers can easily access and use various services that YOUWHO is offering?
Thanks, Raisha. That's a great question. So basically, at the moment, what we've found is that crypto is actually not that user friendly, right, to normal people, and that's who we're really targeting. So that's why I mentioned earlier, we want to enable people to pay through. We're not even when we market to the end users, we're not even going to market it like we're a crypto project. Okay, we're going to be marketed like, hey, we're a marketplace for your services. You can list your services, other people can use them. Then you can pay using whatever you're familiar with paying with, and then upload your pay slip into the service, right? So one thing I should also explain is that the way that we're doing it is we're going to be sort of a hybrid CFI DeFi, kind of like if you've ever used Celsius, you'll know what I mean, in that you're using crypto, but it takes a lot of the pain out of using crypto. So you literally would send your when you're ready to transact in crypto, you would send your crypto to the wallet that you're designated in the YOUWHO platform, and then basically the YOUWHO platform would work on its own database in the back end, but would also bridge back to the whatever blockchain, Ethereum, Polygon, should you ever withdraw out of the platform. Okay, because why we're doing it this way is because it just makes it so much easier for the everyday user who has no idea about crypto, how to be able to use to be able to make payments using crypto. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you for answering.
Yeah, thanks, Asha.
Thank you, Aisha. Let's move on to Matin. Matin, you have a question? You have to unmute
Yeah.
your mic. There you go. Matin, you have to unmute your mic and ask your question.
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead.
How are you doing? Yeah, thank you. My question is about your package. I mean your service. It's so hard. I know it's so tough. I wish you good luck for it. But do you have any plan on having this product on restricted countries? Like I don't know, like Russia or something else, like Iran, or like any restricted countries or
So
any acceptable countries?
understand your question. You're asking which countries are we going to be basically like providing our platform to, right?
Yeah, I think he was referring if there would be any restrictions on any countries, anything like that. His mic was cracking up. I had to mute him. But basically, yeah, that was the question, I think.
Yeah. So the platforms are going to be basically Android and iOS, and basically web will follow. We're not going to be restricted to any country. Basically, obviously if we get geo blocked, then we can't do. You'll just have to use a VPN if you want to use our platform. But we're not going to be restricted to any country, because again, like if you want to make payments, you can without crypto, you can do that. You can still use our platform without using crypto. But obviously, eventually we want to eventually slowly get everyday people used to the platform first, and then we will slowly inject crypto elements here and there. Like, hey, you paid with you made your first payment. Here's some U tokens, and then they might be, hey, well, how do I actually get these? What do these U tokens do? How do I get them? And then they'll slowly, we're trying to get people the everyday person used to handling crypto without even knowing that they're doing it. Okay. But in terms of countries, like we're going to we want to open to every country, right? That's the whole point of crypto. If we didn't have crypto, we'd just be offering our platform locally. But with crypto, we're able to offer it to every country in the world. But obviously, you have to check your local laws and regulations.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned this earlier when you were going over the marketing. It's still a little bit of an uphill battle with regulation and rules all over the world. But as long as, I mean, for digital services at least, it'll be a lot easier to implement. So that shouldn't be a problem there. Okay, let me unmute Hustler. Hustler, you have a question? Go for it. You have to unmute your mic. No. Oh, sorry. Hustler, do you have a question? Go for it.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you for this. My question is like similar to the previous questions, just regarding you know, many countries are like, sorry, I don't know how to say this, but just asking about how do you maintain the law and regulations of countries that are non-users of crypto?
Okay, so it's another regulation question, right? So again, basically, it's it's how the best way I can answer this when it comes to the crypto side of it, right? Is basically every crypto project will hit these limitations, right? But again, the way around it is we provide a platform. Okay, you can pay through your whatever other service, whatever other payment method you normally use in your local country, and then you upload your payment slip to us, or to the platform, and then that'll be a record that you've made the payment. Okay, but in terms of paying with crypto, if there are local laws and regulations, it's no different. It's like if you can't use Bitcoin or Ethereum legally in your country, well, we're going to basically YOUWHO will be bound to the same laws and regulations, and so will every other crypto project that you invest in. So it's not just it's not like we're the only ones that are going to be hit with these regulations. Like every crypto project. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of more regulation or things like this, but I think once we have clear regulations, that'll be better for everyone, right? I would rather know that I have to pay this amount of tax and do this and that to be able to use crypto, rather than I don't know, try to guess and then kind of be scared of what's coming in the next years and whatnot. I know we're going a little over time here, but I want to take one more question here before I let you guys go. Let's see. Syed, you had a question? Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Akti. Quick question. So I was wondering that do you have any plan to offer 24/7 customer services to the users to answer any queries or resolve any disputes between the customer and the service provider?
Okay, so yeah, this is another basically thing that we'll handle through community. So there'll be, just like arbitration, there will be, because we're offering the platform and we want to make it DeFi. It's like, when you go onto say Uniswap, right? You if you have a question, Hayden's not going to answer your question. Here there's no customer support. It's similar here, but we want to be somewhere in the middle where we are able to offer customer support, but it's from our community. And again, it'll be incentivized, right? So if you are great customer support, if you offer great customer support, you will get ratings, reviews, and you'll be rewarded with small amounts of U token. So the U token will basically be used to incentivize pretty much everything you do on the platform. Okay, you help someone out, you'll be rewarded with U tokens. You arbitrate, you'll be rewarded with U tokens. You make payments through the platform, you'll be rewarded with U tokens. So yeah, everything will be incentivized using the U token.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for the questions, guys. And if there are more questions, I'm sure you can join the community. Just go to the official website, youwho.io. The links are in our main chat. You can find all the links there, and I'm sure everything will be cleared out. Like, go through the website. There's an extensive white paper as well, pretty clear pitch deck on what's to come. And before you go, Ted, Brian, if there's anything that I haven't asked that you want to talk about, or if not, maybe you can do a quick sum up of who you are and what you're building, and yeah, leave us with a bang.
Yep.
Okay,
Can you just go through the founders vesting schedule as well?
Yeah, that's the other thing we didn't touch on, is basically all of the founders tokens and all of the liquidity that has been provided to the Pancake swap pool is locked up for at least 1 year, right? So the tokens were launched on the 24th of March. So all of the liquidity, all of the founders tokens are locked up for at least 1 year, as you can see. And the founders actually it's a minimum of 1 year, and then it's gradually vested over 2 years. So we're not going to be able to just dump on everyone, basically, for putting it simply in crypto terms. Okay, so there's a lot of protection there. In terms of a summary for the project, so we're a services provider. We want everyone. We want. Hopefully, this project will be will be helpful to everyone in the world. Particularly through these tough times of COVID and and all the crap that's happening now with the economy. We're hoping this platform will be a place where people will be able to basically make an income for themselves, whether it's an additional side income or whether they got laid off and they're looking for some place to be able to make money. Well, this is the platform for them. And we really hope that it's helpful to everyone, and we think it's a beautiful use case for cryptocurrencies. Yeah. And thanks to everyone
Yeah,
for watching.
I think so too. It is, and it is sort of like how you said with COVID lately and everybody being inside and whatnot. Like a lot of people had to take crash courses into how to order food online, right, and use different services. So I think the potential for this is pretty amazing, right? And especially you guys starting off with the services that people are used to ordering online, but now they can do it with crypto and they can earn some crypto, then they can stake the crypto, they can govern with the crypto, they can earn more by participating in the community. So the ecosystem is pretty huge, and it looks like you guys have a pretty solid plan on rolling it out. And yeah, thanks for breaking down the vesting schedule as well. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of details, a lot of technical details that you guys can find on the official website. We didn't go into all the nuts and cracks. We don't want to bore anybody. Kind of kept it high level. But yeah, it's been great and great talking to you guys, Ted and Brian. Thank you very much for coming today. It's been really awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. If you
Thank you
need
for
to
hosting.
chat to the team, please just follow, hit us up on Twitter or Discord, and someone will be able to respond to you quite quickly. But thanks everyone for listening to us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's really been super great. I'll finish the recording here, and we'll have a copy sent over to you guys, and the stream recording will go on our YouTube channel as well for people to listen back to over there, and we'll post the Telegram one in our main chat, and we'll pin it for everybody that missed it. So yeah, thank you everybody for participating. Thank you, YOUWHO team. You guys are doing something super cool, and yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I mean, if this goes to the point where I have an app on my phone where I can order a taxi, order my food, pay for some services, and then buy a train ticket to go somewhere, and all this, it can be like super beneficial for everybody, and not just like people that are investors, but just normal everyday users that will get like a sort of one-stop shop for all their online needs, and yeah, with COVID and the
Not just
situation
online, but
worldwide.
also like real life needs as well. Yeah,
Yeah, you need a plumber, you go in there, it's
I
super
agree.
nice. I love what you guys are doing. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks very much.
All right. Thank you guys, and take care, and thank you everybody for coming. It's been great.